All right, guys. So we're back. Just a quick update, short video about what I've been working on in the last month or so. I have the AutoQuad HLV operating on this drone, this octocopter. Um, it's still ongoing in the background, but mostly I've been focusing on these RC cars here. There's a couple other down there as well, but yeah, I just wanted to show you guys around these guys. I'll add a couple clips on as I go, kind of the trials and tribulations we've been encountering. So let's start off with the Rustler, the smallest of the bunch. So I recently started speaking. My older brother is really into RC cars, ground-based vehicles, and we would win in a race. So I started off I was on vacation, I believe during Christmas in Southern California, and I bought this Rustler, brand new. It was on a 3S Valenian system. I bought it just because I wanted to get myself a gift. I drove it for maybe 3 or 4 days on the original 3S Valenian system stock, and it wasn't too much to handle. So then I decided I was going to upgrade it. Originally, I had put this King Val, I believe this one is a 3500 kV motor. This is the actually recycled motor that came out of the Albatross V1 after it was changed over from EDF fans to brushless. Then I just recycled it. And that was operating also with a Hobbywing, this guy here, the BL120 Hobbywing on 4S. I did fine. I got the fastest speed out of it I got was I think 80 miles per hour, which isn't bad. These things come stock with doing 65. So I kept it like that in that configuration until recently when I wrecked it. I'll add that clip in here. God damn it! It's missing the fucking no! Everything's destroyed right there. The tire. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god! My brother's gonna have a ball with this. But anyways, one of my runs, it had behaved. I had gotten comfortable with it. It had behaved fine. And one day I took it out and I lost signal as it was on a really high end of a speed run and just ran right into the back of my car. It actually wedged itself under the tire. So it broke the frame, broke the rear diff, dent everything. So I haven't driven it since that time, and I've been reconfiguring it here. The tires are the same old tires. It does have some aluminum steering components from me slapping a curb about a month ago. And then I am waiting on a pinion gear for this motor from Saga RC. But anyways, now I went away during the transition. Obviously I 3D printed this rear wing here, and that's available through our overclocked RC. But I took the system that I bought a brand new Jado as well, and it came with a 4S Valenian system. So now this one will have a 4S Valenian system. The motor that was in it, this 3500 kV, is actually, I believe, only a 3S capable motor, but I was just overclocking it. So now it has an actual capable Valenian system, but it is a lower kV, like 2400 kV or something. So I dropped down from a 50 originally it's a 54 tooth spur. I went down to a 50 tooth, that's where I got 80, and then now it's dropped down to 34 tooth spur, and I think I'm doing a 30 for the pinion. Pretty high gear ratio, pretty tall gear ratio, but we'll see how that behaves. I'm hoping to maybe even squeeze a few more miles per hour. 85, I'd be happy with this. I know there's probably guys out there doing tremendously more, but anyways, yes, that'll be on 4S. All right, moving forward. Then to the Jado. This is the newest of the bunch that I've bought recently. This guy is probably maybe a month old, 3 weeks at this point. Very little drive time on it. But let's open it up, check it out. So this one comes traditionally with that 4S system that is in the Rustler right now. It does 60 miles an hour out the box. And obviously you see here, I do have a, I've never driven that 4S Velineon system, by the way. So I've never drove it on that. I have driven this one recently with this setup. I got a 2200 kV Castle motor, censored, along with a Mamba Monster X ESC, rocking another R7FG. This one, I've only ran it, and I haven't actually measured the speed of it yet through GPS, but probably doing about 65 to 70. Yeah, so, and that's on 4S. This is a 6S system, 6S capable. So tomorrow I have a 6S battery coming in for this, and we'll really be able to see a little more how it behaves once it gets a chance to stretch its legs. The gear ratio is, I believe, a 24-50. So 24 on the spur or on the pinion and 50 on the spur. I do plan on increasing how many teeth are on the pinion and probably reducing how much is on the spur. It's a pretty light vehicle, so I think it can handle that upgrades. And maybe we can get this guy over 100, 90 to 100. I'd be super happy with, although obviously not on these tires. That's something I'm going to be doing later on today on live. I'm going to be replacing some X01 tires that I destroyed. I have a story about that one with the next vehicle. But yeah, this one's not been crashed yet. I do have, I think, 350-ish grams of lead weight here attached to the front to help keep the front down. It's very wheelie happy, because, you know, the rear weight bias, because there's so much towards the rear there. Unlike the Typhon that has that center mounted setup there. This one tomorrow I'll be able to see. I'm hoping to get 90 to 100 out of it in total, not on these tires. It'll be rocking X01 tires, and the X01 tires, as you can see here, let me grab one. The dimensions are extremely similar. But that's the Jado. Not too many other modifications so far. And last but certainly not least, we have the X01. And similar to the Rustler, this thing has been wrecked, totaled once, which I'll add that clip in. Yes, so everything's broken here. Battery mounts broke off, which is not a big deal. I kind of want them to break away. Motor mount didn't break, it looks like. I did break. It broke there, and it also sheared off of its base. Looks like I broke 2 steering components. Olivia, you want to record that? Keep it in frame right there. Keep that in frame. Let's see what's going on here. So it does look like, oh man, it slammed directly sideways into a curb. Snapped both of these links here. Not a big deal. Those are replaceable from the Rustler. And then hopefully, no, broke way more than that. Come in closer here. Let me position it for you. Hold it right there, Lizzie. Thanks for dropping that on the body. Perfect. So here, right here with the springs, this is obviously broken. It's gonna need some work. Yep, piece of the spring just fell off. And then come up top here. So right next to this steering link right here. Well, it's not a steering link. It's just a like hub link. The drive shaft is also completely bent. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm gonna assume the rear one is too. I got links, everything. Yeah, this thing is out of commission. Even this side plastic here is broken. That was I mean, I broke it. I just completely destroyed this thing.
And you destroyed that bumblebee.
I did destroy the bumblebee too. Damn it! But it's also been, you know, minorly wrecked a few other times. I just recently only had my first time bringing it out without a serious wreck, probably about 2 weeks ago. I've only got it to 85 miles an hour so far, although I know it's capable of speeds in excess of 100 because I'm running it on 8S, and this thing is on stock, does 100 miles an hour on 6S. So anyway, super cool body. Throw some lights in there. Same with the rear. Got some more spacing for some logos and stuff. Pretty cool. But let's get down to the meat and potatoes. So it still has this uncensored 1717 1650 kV motor, but we're gonna transition it to the same motor but censored, the one that's actually through Castle, not branded for Traxxas. And obviously we have a different ESC in here. It came with this Mamba Monster 2 6S system, unused, never used it before. But I wanted 8S, so that's what we're rocking now. It has some custom 3D printed battery mounts with Velcro straps, another GPS. It has about a half a pound of weights in front. And it's been through 3 sets of tires already. The gearing is stock. There is some room to add a little bit more to the spur, but I want to get it up to speed first, over 100, before I even start worrying about that stuff. Yeah. So about the stories with this thing, man. The first time I had a big wreck, it pretty much destroyed tons. Destroyed the cross member, drive shafts, control arms, and steering linkages. Like, it was a total disaster. Fixed it all back up using the same frame. I took it out for a run, got a successful run, but then I noticed my tires, these original like Traxxas tires it comes with, were getting kind of wonky. I don't know how they slammed or whatever, but I was hearing vibrations. So I replaced them. I replaced them with these same kind of tires they have now. These dish rimmed, same exact tires though. And you know, one day I was brand new. This was only like a week ago, or maybe even less. Brand new. I took it out to the park at night. I hang out with some guys out there at the skate park, and I just drove around a little bit showing them it. And I decided to pick it up and show them the wheel speed. And it didn't last but 25 to 30% throttle before it just blew the tires to shreds. So these are brand new again, undriven. These ones that I bought maybe 3 weeks ago were brand new and had probably 1 or 2 minutes of drive time prior to me picking it up and blowing them out. But that's what I'm going to do tonight on live. 2 of these tires, when they blew out, they blew their foam completely out, right? So there's no foam in 2 of them, but everything else is intact. And then one of them seems to be okay, but I'll probably still reglue it a little bit. And then one has foam but just needs to be reglued. So 3 of those tires, maybe 4, I'll be repairing tonight. And these are the tires that I believe I'm going to put onto the Jado. Instead of, you know, repurchasing them, they're not that cheap. It's like $120 or something for a full set of these tires. And they're so new. They don't look super damaged. So I do believe that I can just throw some foam in there and I don't even need to repurchase the foam, I believe. I can just take the foam out of the ones with the actual damaged rims and shapes. I'll cut these open, put the foam in these, and then re-glue them and be able to use them for the Jado. But yeah, I'm expecting speeds. I'm hoping to get around 120 with this guy. Again, I've only gotten it up to 85 so far. But, you know, that's relatively the collection. I do have a T-Max down there that originally came with this 2.5 Easy Start Nitro. I'm gonna buy a little conversion kit for it and put a 6S system in there. I'm not sure really what ESC I'm gonna use this yet. I have tons sitting around. And then I also have an Arrma Notorious that my brother gifted to me that I'm gonna turn back into like probably some kind of truck, or, you know, with the interchangeability of those Arrma frames, I can kind of change it to a Typhon or whatever too. So I haven't really decided exactly what I'm gonna do with it yet, but yeah, those are the projects I'm working on currently. And again, I do have some background projects always going on, and I'll post videos about those as much as I can. Thank you.